So it looks like Simon Guobadia was playing chess while Porsha Williams was playing checkers. Because the $7 million home that she garnered in their divorce now has a six-figure tax lien on it from his divorce attorneys. But is that the only lien that will be put on this home?
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Washington, D.C., you're up next. We just had an amazing show in Atlanta for the Kempire After Dark, the Villain Era live experience where we talk about the hot topics, including ones like this one. If you haven't gotten your tickets already, what are you waiting on? I'll be there in less than 2 weeks. Next week, I'll be in Washington, D.C., and there's a lot going on down there, so we have a lot to get into. And then right after that, we'll be back here in New York City, September 12th at the Green Room 42. Get your tickets today for that show. There's also a live stream option available only for the New York City show. So if you want to experience this, you can experience our live experience from around the world. Get your tickets today. More information on the Kempire After Dark. The Villain Era live experience will be available in the description. So we've talked a lot about Porsha Williams during our last Kempire After Dark live experience. And I kept on telling you, I felt like, wow, we just did a recap. What we're doing here on the channel, we're recapping and revisiting season 6 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I find it so interesting when you watch season 6 versus season 16, and Porsha was going through a divorce with Cordell in season 6, and in season 16, she's going through a divorce with Simon Guobadia. And one of the things that stood out to me was like, okay, now I see why Porsha made sure when she did this prenuptial agreement that she got spousal support, that she got her name on this home. She learned from what she didn't get in that divorce from Cordell Stewart. However, she doesn't realize that Simon Guobadia has been scamming since the 80s.
Do you want me to bring the receipts? Do I need to bring the receipts, baby girl? Because I got receipts.
A lot of you speculated that Porsha's not going to see a red cent from this prenuptial agreement where she was awarded $40,000 a month. She was given the $7 million mansion that she wanted to film in all season. She's able to stay in there for a couple of years. If she doesn't decide to refinance or sell the home, she has to give 50% of the equity in the sale to Simon. A lot of us speculated, is there any equity in the $7 million home? We don't know. I don't know if Porsha even knows. However, let's get into this. And the other part of this that has to be told, and this might be the motivation behind Porsha selling her Duluth home. Because remember, she had that home after she got the divorce from Cordell. She ended up with this Duluth home. That's where she lived for a long time before moving in with Simon. But she ended up giving the Duluth home to her mother, Miss Diane. I don't know what happened to Miss Diane's home that we see in season 6. Maybe she sold it. Who knows? So she's now selling the Duluth home for $1.8 million, $1.85 million. So I saw this. Apparently, they put this on the market like over 30 days ago. It's a beautiful home, and $1.8 million is nice. But where's her mother going to go? Maybe live with her in the $7 million home, because maybe it's better when it comes to maintaining the $7 million home and not also maintaining this other home that she has. Because I don't know what Miss Diane does for a living. I don't know if Porsha's taking care of her. I don't know. But a lot of people speculate maybe that's the motivation behind Porsha selling the Duluth home. So that's important to note, because in Us Weekly's exclusive, they're reporting that Simon has not paid his divorce attorneys. And is it because he doesn't have the money? I don't know if I believe that. I believe he's strategically not paying his debts because he's been deported since he was detained by ICE and then released, several weeks ago now. I think this is just the beginning of multiple debts that he owes here in the States, and they're just going to use the home as a way to get that debt. Simon, again, is not new to this when it comes to allegedly scamming. I don't even know if I have to say allegedly, but we will, just in case. So Porsha Williams' ex-husband, Simon Guobadia, has been accused of failing to pay up on a 6-figure debt owed to his divorce lawyer, Us Weekly exclusively can report. Who sent this story to them? Simon, probably. Because remember, one of his first exclusive interviews, or it looks, no, was it? No, he did an interview with Page Six. No, I think one of his first outlets that he reached out to or sent a statement to was Us Weekly. So they said on June 10th, so we're just finding out about this. On June 10th, Guobadia's divorce lawyer, Anaima Ferry, filed an attorney's lien against his 5-bedroom, 8-bathroom, 15,284 square foot Georgia home worth an estimated $7.3 million. Williams currently lives in the home after being awarded possession in the divorce. Mind you, this was a home that he had before they were married. But in her prenuptial agreement, she wanted that included. And since then, Simon has done multiple interviews claiming that he was blindsided, that he felt like she preyed on him. And all of us are like, woo, 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 Simon, you're not innocent here. So the lien said that Guobadia owed $205,884.25 for services provided on his divorce from Williams. The RHOA star filed for divorce, as you know, back in February of 2024 after 15 months of marriage. She asked the court to enforce the terms of the prenuptial agreement. Guobadia demanded that the prenup not be enforced due to Williams making alleged misrepresentations during the negotiations. Specifically, he said that she intended to be a stay-at-home mom and had no plans to return to reality television. But when she announced her return, they were still good. I mean, they weren't good for a long time, but they were supposedly still good. So I find it hard to believe that he had no idea that Porsha was having conversations with Bravo and NBC Universal for the major deal that she ends up getting. So they continue. They said that Williams failed to disclose that she would return to her employment on The Real Housewives of Atlanta as a cast member, Guobadia argued. Instead of disclosing this material fact, the wife made it very clear to Guobadia and the public that she was leaving the television show and not returning. A couple of weeks after filing for divorce, Williams asked for a temporary exclusive use of the home as she shared with Guobadia. The court granted her request, and Williams has been there ever since. But as you know, by the time they granted this, she had wrapped filming for the show. They filmed like last couple of pickup scenes towards the end of the season, but that was about it. As Us previously reported, the divorce was finalized in court on June 11th. So hold on, wait a minute. So this was filed. This is an important detail. This is why I'm very suspicious. This was filed on June 10th. Filed an attorney's lien against his 5-bedroom home. That was June 10th. The divorce was finalized on June 11th. This again leads me to believe that Simon is using this as a strategic move. As you know, Guobadia has been deported to Nigeria, even though he's not there, he's in Dubai, for immigration issues days before the hearing. The judge sided with Williams and ordered the prenup to be enforced because Simon was saying, oh, I was bamboozled, I was in love, I was blindsided, blah, blah, blah. Sir, but you still, according to Porsha, the initial wedding that you guys were supposed to have was put on hold because you were not forthright with your financials. And that's why you couldn't come to terms on the prenuptial agreement. So the judge sided with Porsha, as I mentioned before. The court finds that the prenuptial agreement between the parties contains all essential elements of an enforceable contract, the order read. Further, the order read, the court finds that Williams has been a reality TV celebrity for years, which was well known to husband at the time of negotiating the prenuptial agreement, and the Guobadia nevertheless married wife with this knowledge. And at no time, yes, we saw Porsha quitting her jobs, but at no time did Porsha make an announcement, I'm leaving reality television and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. Maybe she said that to him in bedroom talk, but she never really publicly made that statement. And don't forget, she also did Porsha's Family of Lies after this. And then she also did Ultimate Girls Trip. All of this was 2 shows in between during their short stint as a couple. So we should keep that in mind. The judge added that the court does not find merit in Guobadia's argument that Williams' desire to return to reality television or employment in the future constitutes a nondisclosure of material fact and misrepresentation, as these terms are not mentioned whatsoever in the parties' prenuptial agreement. At the hearing, Guobadia claimed his company, SimCall, value went from $296 million to nothing. Really?
That is funny.
After he was detained by ICE. So you're telling me, master businessman, you are detained by ICE and your business completely falls apart? That says to me you're not that smart. But again, scammer vibes when it comes to Simon. I honestly, I don't believe him making this statement to the court, but this is just another sign and symptom of shaky behavior from Simon, which probably gave alerts to Porsha. However, Porsha knew a lot of this stuff before she even married the man, and she decided to marry the man anyway. So I don't feel sorry for either one of these people. Please understand. According to court documents, they said his company, SimCall value, went from $296 million to nothing after that he was detained by ICE. The court finds that Guobadia's testimony is inconsistent and lacks credibility, especially given Guobadia's testimony that prior to the ICE detention, he resided outside the U.S. for more than one half of the year and was able to successfully run and operate the company internationally, the judge wrote. Simon was caught out there lying in the court. The judge said that Guobadia's testimony that almost $297 million in business value vanished entirely over the course of a few months without recourse or recovery strains credibility. That's a nice way of saying the court does not believe him. It also makes me wonder, did he provide receipts on that? And if he did, that's interesting that you can provide receipts that you lost $297 million. This man is shaky. Shaky. Per the prenuptial agreement, Guobadia will pay Williams, well, we'll see if that will even happen, $40,000 a month in spousal support for 14 months. In addition, Williams was awarded the home, but will have to pay her ex 50% of the equity. We don't know what equity is even there. Please understand, if he's talking about, $297 million disappeared when he went to ICE, says to me, there might not be equity in the home. I don't know what Porsha knows in regards to what the equity and the value of the home actually is. I'm sure she probably could get that information now because she probably is considering refinancing, but she has to give 50% equity in that. But now with this lien, the equity goes down because this is money that's owed until he pays it. Williams will have 36 months to refinance the mortgage to remove Guobadia's name or sell the home. The deal also awarded Williams a 2021 Rolls-Royce and all other cars in her name. Guobadia will also have to pay Williams a legal bill totaling $224,000. So not only he did not pay his legal bills, he hasn't probably paid her legal bills, which makes me wonder, will her attorneys put a lien on the home? Probably not. But still, so this craziness that's going on with her divorce really isn't over. But are we completely surprised? Not at all. Hence why, remember, this tax lien was filed in June 10th, before they finalized their divorce on June 11th. And she put her Duluth home on the market a month ago. So it makes sense why she's probably like, Mom, we need to consolidate. Come move in with me. I need to sell that home. I don't know how much equity she has in that home because just because you're selling it for $1.85 million doesn't mean that's how much you're getting. Damn, this is a mess, Porsha. Just when I thought you won, but you ain't going to win when you play dirty. No, you were trying to scam this man. He tried to scam you. Now the scammers are like you turn the lights on and all the roaches are running away. Lord, I wish I could say I feel sorry for anyone in this situation, but I don't. You all created this. You all were trying to look out for self, gain money off of not being honest. Hope you learned something from this. Guys, as always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this new update. Do you agree with me that this was Simon's plan all along? And maybe there might be more tax liens coming Porsha's way. Let's continue this conversation there. And don't forget your tickets if you haven't already for the Kempire After Dark live experience coming to Washington, D.C. and New York City. Ticket information will be available in the description. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notification so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.